Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you another week of Silly Season Racing League, and today we are going to be heading to Hungary for the Hungarian race 6 out of 16, as you can see right in front of you, for season number 5, Division 1. On your usual Mondays is here. My name is Herman the German, and I've been commentating on this now for a couple of seasons when it was formerly known as No Stabilizers Allowed, a co-owner of this had been holding up and presenting league racing to us. We had a very interesting Baku Grand Prix weekend last time out, but more on that later, and we are looking to get things underway for today. We are looking ahead for the result of last time out, where again Andy Andre and both of the Williams drivers completed a very good race with Pleasant Snake's first good result in a while, I would say, as he put in as a reserve for the Monday League Control, who had his official final outing, not racing with us, and we will be looking at the new driver today for McLaren, Andrew, in front of Quincy, who had another good evening 7 days ago. Rowley's going to be his reserve teammate again for today race chase, and Kovacs are here as well. Race chase is going to be heading for the Red Bull, and Vincenzo Kranjok, Jonathan, and we had Vero Duque Ingenieur Seibo crashing in Sinful as well. And we are currently looking like this in the standings. Oh, that's a bit small, but I read it out to you. 116 to 93 points. Andy's still leading after having completed every race on the podium, including the last 3 on the top step. And as you can see, maybe Moksha has completed every race but the last one in P3, and got himself 1 position better up the order. And there's Fellison with 1 DNF on 80 points in third, and it's 68 for Control, who's no longer racing. Quincy up into the top 5. Long time no see, maybe never, I'm not so sure. Race Chaser Reserve also in P6, very well done by the US American. Andrew in front of Sebastian, who also left the league. Rowley in 9th. Kranjok, who recently switched to Mercedes. Jonathan Kovacs. As we have a black screen inside the lobby, that's good. Then I have more time for this. And both Alpine actually led by Kuan. Russian Series only finishing 1 out of 3 races, then missing 2. Pleasant Snake, as I just said, moved himself up. That seems to be off. He was in Azerbaijan, or did I show the wrong result? Oh yeah, that was Portugal, sorry. This is the Azerbaijan. This is the Azerbaijan result. Okay, so it was Andy in front of Moksha and then Control. Sorry about that. Fellison 4th, Quincy was 5th even on the line. Yeah, now remember it more clearly. Race chase. Andrew in 7th. Taki and Gino for Red Bull, who will be moving to Aston Martin after Robustian has left. And I'm just going to leave the lobby here. So we can get a manual 1 loading and have any chance to get this underway. We had Jonathan for McLaren for the first time racing with us, and he was... Oh no, that wasn't the first time, sorry. But it was a very good race from him either way. Kuan, Kovachka, Kranjok, Energetic, then Rowley, Seibo, Verduka, and Robustian, who DNF'd in the pits and then decided to call it quits, as I just said. And yeah, that's basically the end of the top 20 are Vincenzo, Diego, Andrew Bosnian Helmet, who also left, and Energetic. And for the teams, we have Williams leading the front, and McLaren, Mercedes, I mean, need Crankjock to score some big points when people crash, because the Williams pair is looking mighty strong. There's 68 points for McLaren, there's Ferrari on 76, Aston Martin 65 in 5th, and 41 for Alpine and Sauber. Red Bull 31, 1 point ahead of their sister team, and Haas is still on 11 points. And tonight's track map is going to be this one. Hungary is very familiar, despite it changes in the, I think, late 90s or early 90s, where the last two 180-degree turns were changed, or were changed into these turns. There's only one real overtaking opportunity, maybe two, into turn 1 and 2 actually. And then there is a very fast technical sector as well, with turn 4 and 11, basically featuring fast left, respectively right-handers, and then two 180-degree turns before the start on the sprint onto the finish straight. Lots and lots of ERS management in the middle sector will be done, although probably not required, and we are looking to see what the drivers can do in terms of overtaking. If you don't go fully on downforce, then you will be lacking in the second sector and people can get away from you. Also tire wear and acceleration. And other than that, you just need either rain or people to make mistakes, and we will be looking if people are gonna do that. And we're just heading into the break before we get back into the lobby. Stick with us. We are back after a short break. Yeah, thank you, Codemasters, for that one. Black screen means restart. And that's what we have done. We are looking at 20 drivers for tonight that will be racing around the Hungary ring for glory. And the qualifying is going to be one of the most important things for today. If you don't qualify well, your race is screwed. And if there's no ring, then there's really nothing you can do apart from staying on the track. Because track limits can be troubling here. And that is for turn 4, where Energetic is now just coming up. This one on the exit is tricky to get right. And later for turn 11 as well. Sometimes if you're not precise enough, can also be the case for the exit of 3. And yeah, well, if you get it horribly wrong, also at the exit of 12, which is this right-hander, you can run extremely wide on the exit of the created grass strip that is not natural but fake. And also on this turn at the exit, last turn, that is 14, I believe. Must be 14, right? Yeah, 14, okay. Energetic is on his run for what's going to be the first time set here in the 18-minute qualifying session. Don't be irritated by the lap counter on the top left. Known bug. I don't know why Codemasters brings back old bugs. Maybe the code is hidden somewhere and then it escapes. Jesus. Energetic is again racing today with Sir Ibu, is also out on track today. That is your V-Cup lineup for the evening. Alpine has currently 2 reserve drivers, with Kuan and Rush not making it today. Bevish, as well as Scott, who has been racing in the D2 Division 2 for Haas in Season 3, is here with us today as well. As Energetic posts the fastest time, but he's also the first driver over the line to do that. Moksha for Williams, the current Constructors World Championship leader, together with his mate Fallison. That's the Williams squad for you. And Jean for Haas, the Reduco, both from Belgium. As we look for Diego, as well as Kovatska, one of the few home heroes here, as Andy goes for a 14.6 on his first attempt, and Takangino is on a 16.1. Quincy, currently inside of the second sector, finished P5 last time out, together with Rolly today. Rolly is a reserve driver. Krankork with damage currently, and Andy in P1. Moksha now second, slightly ahead of Fallison. Kovac has 6. Rolly just moved to 6, so Kovac has 5th. Taka and Gino 7th. Jonathan is in 8th, and his teammate, who is going to be having his first start in our league, is Iron Ghost, rookie teammate for today. And there is yeah, let's see, there's no expectation, only the one he will set on himself. Race Chase is again swapping his racing suit, and today it's the Red Bull together with Truckster, who made a last minute appearance, and Aston Martin with Tuck Engineer, as I mentioned, and the currently in 6th placed Andrew on a 15.505, and that is your 20 for today. Quincy, I think, being held up by the Haas we saw just half a lap ago. Veroduco now into P11. Well, some people have not set really competitive lap times, but we expect the grid still to be spread, especially track is not fast, but it's tricky. And if you have too little downforce, you are screwed for qualifying. And mostly for the race as well. Expected one stopper, medium to hard. Hards can probably go 20, 27, 28 laps, so almost the complete distance. And Quincy to 16.066, currently in P10. Race Chase now starting his time. There was an Alpine before that. Bevish into P4, that was okay. He had a good outing as well for Division 2 last time out, but couldn't finish the job. And crashed. And currently we are looking for probably 50-50 wings in terms of setup. And the track has C4, C3 and C2 tires. So yeah, C4 I cannot expect them to be run today. They are quite horrible. Only the C3 as a soft makes sense on some tracks, including Silverstone. I forgot, what is the next track? Canada, okay. Truckster into P4 on his first attempt with 10 minutes to go. 15.1, very close to the Williams pair. And there's a car stationary. Bevish has spun on the exit of 1. As front wing damage on the right end plate. As both of the Mercedes drivers currently in P1 and P19, with the latter only one of the only 3 cars left to not to have time. Ingenia and Iron goes to, I don't know why it's not out yet, but certainly not the start you want to a league race or your league racing career here. As of right now, I said it before, no expectation really, no pressure. That only comes from himself. He has been practicing and then looking at these times and thinking, Jesus, 1 minute 15 or 16 is even too far ahead. Then you still gotta try. If the 2 more people stay without a lap time, you can gain 2 positions for 3. Final turn for Andy on his second attempt, and he's looking for an improvement. Let's see by how much. 64 thousandths of a second for a 14.596, as there was Gene. Crankyork went to P15 on a 70.0, so 70 flat. Next car crossed the line was Ibo, or is the Ibo? Yeah, starts another attempt. Jonathan, second attempt is here, is slower by 1/10. And Takengino just improved and is now matching his teammate. 92 thousandths of a second behind in P10. Good starting position for these two as of right now. Truckster out as well, Moksha's out as well, just completed a lap, 14.7, so closer. As Race Chase also closes in on Bevish and Truckster, 15.2. And Gene over the line, 18.2. Least competitive lap time as of right now. And Kranjok has fuel for another attempt. Quincy's just starting another one here as Scott jumps to P3. 14.768. Very well done. And there is Andrew. Just wanted to switch to him. 15.1. Posted the same lap time as one of these drivers before. Dero Duco just started another lap. There's Takengino into the pit lane. Iron Ghost still not out with 7 minutes to go. It's gonna be... It's gonna be a one-shot qualifying at that stage. Bevish on another attempt. And Quincy's gonna round out this one. Seems to be way faster. Half a second. Would currently probably will be P11. And he finds 6.5 tenths for P10 on a 15.4. Kranjok has abandoned his lap, so that was maybe invalidated. What about Veroduko? P16, 17.3. As Kovacs starts a lap, let's go on board with the Hungarian in the kick salver. Home race, also to Fellison. Would have been control, but he's no longer with us here. Not racing anymore. Turns 1 and 2 very nicely taken. Also here's the end of the first split, and then you need to bring the car in very tightly to the apex on both turn 4 and 5. Don't run too wide. And now press the car at 60 meters for the brakes. Third gear for turn in, go to the exit, then have a tight line through here. Extend a bit, but not too much. Curb is kind of aggressive. And you need to string it in at 6th gear, currently half a second faster. Oh, that was slow. I was slow on exit. Understeer, maybe 3rd gear would have been better. And he's fighting the car here. As we bring it from the right hand side to the left and then try to hack the inside line for the end of this lap. As he jumps to P8 on a 15.2. As Andy is out again on racetrack. Bevish invalidated. Fellison about to complete his lap. As I said, I think these two are the only remaining Hungarian even. Yeah, only these two. We had more before. 2.5 tenths faster, and we have 4 people on a 0.7. 14.7. They can find something more, but I think Fellison is going to be quite close. It's basically a minute now to come into the pit lane. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. He isn't even on low fuel as of right now. Quincy is finishing off another lap. slightly slower, unfortunately. And Rodia started another attempt. The Duko as well, but only with half the EAS battery. That's going to be a tough one. And Iron Ghost is still not out. Kovetska is done. Maximum P8 for him as Rodi is abandoning that one. And Andy is flying through the first sector. Is faster than his previous best in the first sector. Might also be the fastest overall. Fallison is done as well. Maximum P3 can be beaten by Scott. We have a structure. These 3 drivers are very close to him. Andy has found 6/10 inside of the first 2 sectors. How is that even possible? 14.5 will be smashed into pieces. Andy over the line for a 13.779. Holy shit, he is almost a second ahead of the next driver in P2. Oh my god. This is such a dominant championship season from Andy. And I can't imagine anyone having any motivation left to challenge for him. But the race can still be a different story, and I don't know about weather so far, so let's see. Quincy has retired P11 at max. Rolly can still beat him. As we watch race chase into the lap, currently 10th faster, so yeah, maybe 2 positions in it. Half a second would jump him into P6 and right at the end of the top group. 15.0, not too bad. Not too bad. By the US American. This is Bevish final attempt. Scott has abandoned his one. This is Moksha to start his final attempt. And with Vereduko. He is slower, way slower, 26 seconds on the clock, and still gun for another attempt. Truckster's gonna finish off his one. And he is into second, 14.5. Still 8/10 behind. As Bevish has invalidated and Scott is starting another one, but 30% ES left. That is not good. As Energetic jumps to second. 14.5. Very well done. And also Andrew 14.9. Finishing off this one. Tark and Gino 15.1. Brings Quincy to his P12 curse. Sir Ibo is through. Engine. Iron Ghost in his debut has not set a lap time at all. Very questionable choice for the McLaren outfit as of right now for me. Scott. This one is done. Who is the next car there? Moksha. Apparently himself half a second up. That would mean easily P2. 14.2 for the German in the Williams. He jumps Energetic and Truckster, who will have no response to that. And next, across the line. Oh, and Crunkyork goes to the back of the grid. Parked in a dangerous location. Disqualified. Scott, what can you do? You are staying in P6 on a very respectable comeback as a reserve here. As the top 3 are Romanian, German and Dutch. Wow. Very impressive. For the rest of the field, obviously behind Andy. Still a tight margin for most of these gaps. And we are starting in 2 minutes time. Your final rundown. Andy, half a second out of Moksha, then Energetic, Truckster, Fellison, Scott, Bevish, Andrew, then it's Race Chest, Tarkingino, Kovatska, Quincy in P12 is comfortable position. Rowley, Diego, Jonathan, Verdugo, and then it must be Engine, Sir Ibo, or Sir Ibo Engine, and no time set by Iron Ghost means P19, but P24 Chankok because he got himself disqualified. Quick break for 2 minutes, then we will be back for the start of the race. And we are already back, just making sure that without the formation lab we will be not missing anything. Oh, I just realized, obviously it's not a it's gonna be a 2-stop. So I correct my previous mistake. The soft tire will probably be used today. I think you can run soft, medium, medium then. If you want to be more comfortable, then maybe medium, medium hard. And if this feels like a bit over the top, maybe soft, medium hard is the best way to go. Who knows? You can see that Truckster has the hards in his garage, so they are not in his car right now. I don't know about the soft, maybe 8 laps. Medium does 15 maybe. Let's see. 5 red lights for the Hungarian Grand Prix race 6 out of 16 in Division 1 Season 2. Moksha is fighting Andy Andre into turn 1. The German side by side with the Romanian on the outside. There's not much grip, and especially on his hard tires, as you can see. Truckster to start on the soft, and there's someone off. Iron Ghost, is that you? Yeah, there is a collision with Engine, and he gets a 10-second time penalty for that on debut. Moksha leads Andy, leads Energetic, Truckster, Fellison, Andrew, and Iron Ghost has retired from the session. Not even 2 turns made, with maybe significant damage already. And people on the softs, only Jonathan and Truckster. Hards for Quincy, that's a gamble. Inside of the midfield. Yeah, and he spins. That must have been a caster curse, if I've seen one. Quincy, don't do that again, okay? Love you. And that's a wedge safety car. So if you have a soft tire and you want some clean air, some fresh space, and not to overtake the cars later, you could go in right now. Which is not taken by anyone, which is surprising, but two-stop strategy races where it's mandatory is gonna be certainly 5 DJs, as we see Truckster and Fellison fight into turn 1. Bit of a slow restart for the English driver right now as he lost touch to energetic. 1.2 seconds now. He needs to be making sure that he is using the tires in the right way, as there's another spin here and nothing happening so much. And Andy is staying with Moksha. Inside of the second sector, easy for the Romanian, and Truxer has caught up again. Fallison has not let him get away, and Quincy's into the pits for the only stop of this race and has put the second hard tire. That is a very smart decision, my guy, as Andy takes Moksha into turn 1. How's that exit? Not too bad, but couldn't capitalize off of that weaker line the Mercedes had to take, and the trains are forming and all of the dirty air is kicking. The tires are screaming, or gonna be screaming. Let's look at the second Mercedes. Kranker very close to Vereduko. Let's look tires, both on the same medium, same tire age for them, as they have already lost touch to Jonathan, who's just entered our picture before that shot of the chicane. Also, Takagino is left in dust. And there's another spin Rairoli. The second Ferrari does a Spinala today. And there is front wing damage to the right hand side end plate of the car. The number, what is it? 50 apparently. And that's a pit stop as well. Not the best start for the Maranello outfit. And certainly, I remember Quincy changed the rule for the reserve drivers. As you can see, some cars in the background, and Engine hits the wall as he tries to get it going again. And now Quincy moves past him for... oh, 2 more stops. Ivo went in as well. Ivo Hearts and Rolly Hearts as well. And Moksha has lost Andy. And Engine goes to... hopefully not Hearts, because he's gonna spin. And Diego gets the first 3-second time penalty of this race. And unfortunate and very early as well. And yeah, that's Andy gone. It's Andy gone. So it will spun in turn 3. Oh! And the Haas is already lapped and lets people through as Energetic is looking to make a move. But he ran out of straight, and honestly there's anything on this track but a straight. So he will be looking for the next attempt on the next lap, as both him and Fallison ran wide. And Garen got a bit closer to that podium finish. Williams is seeking here. Vanny finishing in first, it's 25 points. Second gets 20, and then it's 18 for P, number 3. But it is currently occupied by Energetic, who hasn't scored a podium so far. Dragster is unable to follow them. As Energetic moves past Moksha now into turn 1. And it's Netherlands 1, Germany 0. Despite Moksha being able to stay at the start of the race, as Veraduku is fighting Krankork and Fellison and Moksha are swapping positions, but we are looking at the fight for the last 2 points paying positions, and Jean with a 10-second time penalty in the pit lane. And Scott moves out of Truckster. Was there a mistake? No, maybe the tires are done. And Jonathan with 3 seconds. If you're in a soft, you should have pitted on a VSC, honestly. Do hard medium after that. The hard tire is so durable. You have clean air, there's a huge undercut. You're stuck in traffic, you can't overtake. That was your biggest chance. Early safety car, virtual safety car. That is the biggest chance you can have. And Shaksa now finally dives into the pit lane. Can't expect him being ahead of Krankork. After that, it's a 22-second gap to the next car. And speaking of second, Fellison is fighting Energetic into turn 2. Inside line for the V-Cup driver for turn 3. And the Williams is ahead. Before they approach the breaking off, or let's say the lifting, more the lifting of turn 4. Just trying to remember if braking is really necessary there. Yeah, just a bit, I think. Ferrari is having a horrible race, and even if they scored with also the reserve driver of Rowley, there's currently no points to be scored in P16 and 17. They need a very good stint on a hard tire right now, and then a safety car. But you probably can see that they're gonna be closing up very soon. And Chuckster is behind Andrew into the pit lane. Oh, I wanted this one. Poor exit from Krankork, under braking there, turn 12, and then into 13 he goes. And I expect him to get by on Veraduku soon as well. Andrew is covered. Oh, that's close. That's actually close. But mediums against the odds. Yeah, Andrew kind of saw maybe the undercut there, although they went really closely together. But that is also the part of the early pit stops, if you still have people inside of a traffic group slower than you. You are gonna be losing time. Bit wide here from Andrew, but stays out of Krankork. Very important move, although he's losing Truckster very soon. Yeah, paces can't be expected to be the same, honestly. Also didn't feel the way. It seems to be a V-Cup against both Williams this time around. As both Moksha and Energetic fight Fellison into turn 1. Then there is no front, there's no DRS assistance for Fellison. Stays ahead and they have it synced up perfectly. Let's look towards turn 2 again. Oh, there was bigger lag there for Tark and Gino. Currently in P9 fighting Kovetska. Both Romanians scoring, both Hungarians, scoring here today. Let's see what Rowley can do against the recently pitted Jonathan, and he completes that move with ease, so that is a huge undercut. And the soft tires were not working in the McLaren driver's favor there, and Truckster, to no one's surprise, if you have seen any of the league races before, hosted and commentated by G-Dave. Truckster's your guy for penalties. Moksha and Energetic come into the pit lane at the same time, so Fellison is gonna drive in so-called overcut. Stay out longer as the guys around you. That almost worked because Krankyor could have caused a safety car there. And then if you just pit it, then you lose more time and someone who has stayed out will jump you. Tarkangino also coming out of the pit lane ahead of this. And there was another spin by Engine, who needs to let people by again. Let's see, Energetic to mediums, but Moksha to hards. Yeah, that would mean that the V-Cup is has an advantage, and Bevish gets a 30-second time penalty as well. Andy is not gonna be touchable today in terms of performance. Fellison's gonna do the overcut, as I said. They have not synced up the pit stops, but that's kind of what you can expect from the driver behind, inside of the team that he pulls in first, to get someone that is in his group undercutted, who actually immediately followed him into the pit lane. But both of them will jump Fellison as Energetic goes to the inside line, and Andrew is fighting Fellison on the outside, but then there was no grab, and Fellison actually went for the medium tire, and that is gonna give an advantage to him as well compared to his teammate. And obviously one lap fresher tire, as there's a spin by Truckster at the exit of, or maybe it's also a leg, no, a spin apparently. Disconnect of the wheel, I have no idea. Looks weird. No fuel apparently. Oh, there was a spin as well, okay. So he has spun, and has lost big time, is down to P13. Scott and Bevish are overextending their medium run, and that's gonna be hurting them. Riches is doing that as well, only Andy really on a tire that should be extending right now. And the quote-unquote top 4 behind the current leader have now emerged again. To the outside goes Energetic. Moksha tries to hold the inside, but is getting switchbacked here. And now there's a slight tap to the rear wheel of the first Williams, and that is an opportunity for the Williams to get 2 moves done, and that is by the name of Fellison. Very well done. He can use the tires to make a gap now, as Chucks has left the session after spin. And he has gapped them by 2 seconds already, and they continue to fight, and Moksha's gonna be, holding up Energetic. And Fellison will have an easy drive towards P2, I expect, and he gets the fastest lap as well. And Energetic pulls out to the inside. Andrew wants to go to the inside of Moksha as well. Can he get it done? No. Traction isn't great on the sharper turn in angle 4, the exit of turn 1. And Fellison is off 2.4 seconds now. There's a spin by Diego. That's gonna be a stop as well. His first of the race. Maybe too late, and that caused the spin. Tires are not great, but there's certainly a wing change for him. And Ferrari are back into podium positions. Well done. And we have had 4 drivers without a pit stop. I think that's going to be stretched to get them. Yeah, they are quite far ahead. Nothing is impossible. They make a mistake and then need to pit. They could be right there. Takagino, 3 seconds as well. And Diego just exits out of these drivers. Oh, and that's wide. That's wide by Sir Ibo. Needs to get out of the way because of blue flags. And Bevish still chased by Race Chase, who are, yeah, I don't know why they're extending so far into the race. Right now, if they do another 14 on the second medium set, then they have like 7 laps to go on the soft. Which, oh, and Diego has retired somewhere. That's the exit of 4. And he's removed. Maybe there was a disconnect of his hardware. I have no idea what happened there. Another 10-second time penalty. As we are down to 17 already. 10-second time penalty for Andy in the pit lane! That is the only thing that could ruin his race. His fella isn't gonna be ahead. No! And by a long shot, no. Holy shit. Or is he? No, that's not gonna be close, I think. No, it's not. Not in the slightest, it's close. That's 1.9 seconds, yeah, but tires are already 4 laps old, so... But let's see. Andy Andre, 10 seconds for speeding. That is the only thing that can ruin his race or his races himself right now. Or his actions, let's say. Quincy close to Rowley. Is there an opportunity? Don't think so. Another spin by a Haas. Currently the postmans of yellow flags. Delivery guys for yellow flags that will bring you short, brief interruptions. Oh, that's wide on the exit. That's wide on the exit. Race Chase and Scott are in. Bevish has pitted the lap before. So that overextension for, I don't know. Okay, that's... Okay. Scott soft tires. Race Chase went to hards. That could go the end of the race distance, but obviously needs to pit again. And Bevish also pitted far. I don't get the strategy. You shouldn't use the middle tire. That is usually the medium. Makes sense because of the name. For so long in a mandatory 2 pit stop. In a mandatory 2 stop season. Why? You just get yourself undercutted big time. You can't drive the time back at them because you still need to pit. And when they pit again, you're on the older tire. It makes no fucking sense to... Like, only on the hardest tire that would have made sense, like Andy did. And he has extended the gap to 3.2 already over Fellison. And sets a fastest and a nasty lap time. Fastest lap of the race as well. And Moksha goes by on energetic, but there's a switchback. These cameras for turn 1 are way too low. And I can't see shit. This is better for turn 2, and energetic stays ahead. And Andrew has lost a bit of touch there to the guys in front. As Bevish is in again because of front wing damage. Goes to softs. Aye. Okay, so basically Scott's and Racecheck's extension over the rest of the field have cost them like 14 seconds. Because Andrew wasn't in the top 3 group after Andy. So he basically did a pit strategy that was even earlier than Moksha's, and he made that way into the group for a short amount of time. And the others who extended, who are on a better tire right now, are just not in the position to fight for this here. For a podium. Moksha goes deep, energetic takes the inside line, but there's a lot of traction on the outside now for the Hearts. As Taki and Gino's fighting Kovačka for turn 1 and makes it into P7. Bevish on the fresh softs at the back and inside of the neck of Krankjorg. With Rowley currently getting dropped by Quincy, almost 2 seconds now. As he's back into P10. Bevish into P1. Goes a bit deep, but Krankjorg really doesn't have an opportunity here to fight that one back. 5 seconds now. And energetic into the pit lane again. If extended correctly, he can undercut Fellison, but oh, he's gonna come out in a group. Ay, ay, ay. That is gonna hurt. There was a spin by Scott and he moves up a place. Didn't seem like he wanted to let him by. I think Fellison should react to this. His race is not with Andy. He needs to accept that. Oh, there's a spin. Tak and Gino spun it. Losing 2 positions now. Having gained the one from Kovačka before. Oh, he has lost 3. I can't count. Feddersen is losing so much time. When these just start fast, could be both. Where is critical damage when you need him? We miss you, critical. Scott into the pit lane. As race chase takes what is for now P5. Let's look at the positions gained so far. 4 by Andrew, race chase. Kovačka's 5, Scott stay in the pit lane. Jonathan 3, Verduku 3. Even more. 5 for Krankjorg as well. Well, he was starting at the back. Not so much of a surprise. Done with the stops are Scott, Bevish, but they just completely screwed it with mistakes. Only thing right now is energetic being early onto the hard tire, but he needs to clear the guys we're just watching here. In fact, let's jump on board. just for this end of the final sector, and then see what he is gonna do. Oh, yeah, first thing he does goes into the rear of the now pitting kick Sauber, and that is steady as for him, gladly. So he's done with his pit stop now. With both of his stops actually, so he's currently trying to close that gap down. Playing a big undercut here. I think Fellison wants to maybe go too soft. But he has completely missed that window now. Why are you still out? Like, there's a 10-second time penalty to Andy. And you have stayed out. You just could have pitted for hearts and do the rest on them. Would have been better. Would have been better to pit now and go for the long durable tire than to just get these mediums to waste. 10 laps and they're completely shit here apparently. Oh, Fellison does not like that in terms of raw pace. Very late response. Let's see if he lost big time to Energetic, who is just gonna make his way back into P5, and Fellison is there. And he has DRS onto the second straight into turn 2. And Fellison has 3 laps younger hearts. I think he should have pitted like instantly after Energetic went in. Rowley and Quincy swap positions again. Also close to Kovachka, who already had the second stop. They can still be fighting for P9 if they don't wait too long for their final stop onto medium tires. Quincy has to, and Bevish has spun again. How do you throw it away at the exit? Oh. At the exit of 1 so much. Like, what are you doing with your throttle there? Or maybe that's the problem. He's currently on overtake the whole time. Does he know? Pit stop for Moksha. Oh, and Fellison is fighting Energetic. Bevish, sorry, with 3 seconds. And Moksha is undercutted big time by them. Oh, Energetic goes to the inside of turn 2. Very late on the brakes. By the Dutchman around the outside. He goes that touch. And there was a bit of a push onto the grass at the exit of 3. What's Moksha on? Fresh hearts as well. Why not the second medium? Why not the medium now? You could have had greatness. Why did you wait so late as well? You're just playing with the podium here. I mean, 2.7 seconds with Thresher tires is not too bad for your pace, but you want to be inside of the DRS train for the whole time, despite its negative effects in terms of dirty air. Bevish pits again. May just retire. Yeah, that's good. And that's points for Sir Ibo. Again. Fellison. Moksha and Race Chase swap positions. Energetic wasn't making a move here. 2.7 seconds now. Using a bit of the ERS here to assist the acceleration to get closer to Fellison earlier and put him under pressure. Tarantino into the pits. Moves down to P8. And the first Ferrari is in with Rody. Despite the tires of Quincy being actually older. 22 laps. Very well managed. Kept the head down. Didn't spin it 3 times like a certain Alpine driver. And then just got the job done so far. Could have had a better race, but I think a top 8 finish is still possible, but he should answer Tarkangino's pit stop this lap. Don't go to softs, go to medium now for 10 laps. Flat out push. Well, he needs to go through at least 2 or 3 people. Are there none? Okay, Crankyok and Jonathan still need to pit as well, so that's basically a free position. As we watch Energetic go to the outside again. This very sharp angle for turn 1 and basically a little bend inside of it being, or could have been, what is not officially turn 2. As the Haas gets out of the way once again. Very nice. Moksha has closed it down to 2 seconds already. Quincy hasn't answered my call to pit and he's losing time. Don't go for the softs. An earlier stop with mediums, but laps left on the clock. It's always more advantageous. As he's chased now by Tarkangino. It's not gonna be helping, and Rolly's gonna undercut him as well. Don't wait for your opportunities for a better tire, just make sure you consider laps left as well. No change here for second place as Energetic looks to take what I think might be his 5th career podium, I'm not sure. To the outside, what turns to the inside of 3, that is also very tight but very managed by both of these drivers, giving us very entertaining fight, but is also enabling Moksha to close, and Race Chase isn't out of this actually. Oh yes, he hasn't stopped the second time. Well, never mind. 1.8 seconds now. Quincy, please pit. Why not? Why not? Don't wait so long. Just for the softs. Well, that's done now. P11 at max, I think. Jonathan still needs to pit. Well, Road is gonna get him. Let's call it a day with P12. Energetic, following Fellowson like a shadow. He tried to break the slipstream. Energetic followed him. Stuck the car down the inside. There's now the outside of 2. Clean side-by-side racing has the nose cone ahead by the time they turn in for turn 3, and then again with the full car being ahead by turn 4. And Quincy now pits. That's too late. If that's not softs now, then I riot. That's mediums. Oh. Quincy, you hurt me. Why you do this, brother? As Andy is now into the pit lane serving a 10-second time penalty. But he will be onto medium tires, and Energetic is so far behind. I think he will stay at in P1. Let's see. Oh no, actually not. Energetic. Ibo is in this one as well now. Needs to get out of the way. And they are ahead of Andy Andre by some time. But not by much. Andy not leading the race. It's Energetic for the first time. At least for today. And there's a 3-second time penalty as well. Let's go, Energetic. That is unfortunate, and a guaranteed Williams podium again. The question is in what order? 6, 5, 9, and yeah, well, 0 laps. Quincy back into P11. Let's see if he can find 6 seconds to his teammate for a P10 finish. And Moksha is there, Feddersen is there, he knows there's an opportunity to get something done here, and Jonathan needs to move out the way quickly. Thank you very much. 6 laps to go, should be easily done by Andy. Another time penalty for speeding by one of the Haas drivers. Ay. Energetic is gonna be fuming with himself. Had the fight in him for P3, but then struggled to get it over the line. I say that people around him still can get penalties, but he seems to be a bit more nervous than that. P4 currently guaranteed, Andrew's not closing in. Certainly a good race by Andrew as well, but nothing he really wouldn't enjoy so much. I think everyone would like a nice fight for P7 rather than having a lonely drive in P5. And it takes the fastest lap of the race as Energetic takes back the lead of the race. And Annie is very close to the rear tire of Fellison. And also has the rear flap moved down around the outside for Andy now. Takes Fellison with ease. Still side by side. And the next bend is advantageous towards Fellison, so he needs to wait for a lap. Oh, for another attempt. Oh, whoa. Be careful, guys. Fellison is unable to match that grip that Andy currently has. Still fighting him inside of turn 10 in 11. One of the very optimistic parts, you can say, in terms of racing. And he dives him for P12 and gets back in front of him. It's a very crucial corner, and Energetic just moved by, or maybe had a spin on the exit, a slight oversteer. And now Fedderson's in need to defend from Andy. But, oh, and Andy goes deep! And still has overtake enabled, and there's a spin, half spin by Energetic! And now Moksha's fighting Andy. Oh, that was very aggressive to the outside. Seemed a bit deliberate here, to say the least. But the Williams drivers have had enough of Andy wins, it seems. But 4 laps to go. The tire disadvantage, ERS disadvantage for Fellison as well. That's gonna sting. And that's gonna be a tough fight until the end. Fellison goes wide again. And if this continues, they might be at risk of getting time penalties themselves. Andy looking to do a repeat of what Fellison just did a lap ago, but Andy's just so much faster in every corner. Easier traction, much more grip on the rear to get the car around the outside of turn 13 before going defensive against Moksha on the outside again. And he is ahead for now as there's a brief yellow flag inside of the second sector. at the chicane, but nothing that worries us too much right now. And Fallison currently still ahead, but for how much longer? Please don't try it there, Moksha. Please don't try it there. And then he's getting away now. A bit at least. Energetic, who seemed to be out in terms of his penalty years, but still following them. Oh, unfortunate disconnect for Rolly, who had extended the gap over Quincy for today at the final stretch of this race. And he goes wide. And now is an opportunity to take Fallison into turn 1. That is easily achieved by the Romanian around the outside. For Fallison, but there's no DRS assistance here. Because he was the car ahead and everyone behind got the DRS. Race Chase with a good race in 6. Oh, it's a Kovetska. And even Rolly, despite his current disconnected state. And he's gonna be getting away. Crank York, his teammate, 3 seconds. Oh, that's why. It's wide from Moksha. Sorry. Oh, and Rolly's AI pits again. Oh no. That's a big L. Why though? How old were I don't know. Andy sets a fast lap of the race as gap Fallison by 1.3 seconds already, and Moksha's looking to continue his podium streak, but in a better position in currently P2. Wow. Tough fight. Very well executed by Williams, but it wasn't enough again. They will be looking at another strong result for the team. But holy shit. Andy is getting and has continued to trample on their nerves, it seems. Energetic, strong showing, but put himself out. The 3-second time penalty as Rolly has rejoined and will be noticing, I'm in P10. I was in P10 and I'm now in P11, which is not justified. Oh, and he's being lapped as well. It seems, yeah. Down to P11 is now lapped completely, at least once. I think that is gonna be the end of this duel for today. Final lap is here, and the final opportunity should be presenting itself now for Scott. He is through on Takagino because of time penalties. What's the tire difference? Older hards compared to quote unquote fresher mediums. Final opportunity. They've now started lap 35 as Scott moves to what is P8. And a half spin by Takagino. And Andre takes a tough fight against the Williamses, but you have to ask, fell he asleep on the wheel and got the time penalty because of that? Andy has 6 out of 6 races on the podium, and the last 4, he is the winner in Hungary and takes another win in this season. Moksha second, very well executed with Fallison. And Energetic will ask himself, how on earth did I throw that podium away? It's because of time penalties. Andrew 5th with a very good result. Race Chase, Kovatska, Scott will be next. No, Kovatska will be next. Also very good home race for him. Rowley is through lapped, Quincy is through lapped, Jonathan is through, Shankar is through. There's Scott. Targentino's spin put him way back. And these drivers who are lapped still need to get over the line as well. Points for Silbo again. He's through now. He himself was even lapped by car 14, it seems. And Engine is through as well. Horrible showing for Haas, but they still come away with 2 points. That is certainly surprising. Let's see what the drive of the day from the game was. No one. No one was drive of the day, I have to say. I will have to look at the positions, but honestly can't think of one as well. Let's hope the session is loading. Yeah, I just need to skip that, I'm sorry. And he takes the win in the fastest lap ahead of Moksha, Dan Fallison, Energetic, Andrew Race Chase, Kovatska, Dennis Scott, Takengino Rowley, Quincy, Jonathan, Kranko, Dan Veriduko Saibo. That was 2 laps down. Engine. Why is he DNF now? Bevish, Diego, Truckstar, and Iron Ghost, who didn't even complete 2 turns. Yeah, interviews with the top 3. And Energetic for sure. Let's see what is. Fear was through that as well. And driver of the day. I think Rowley from his spin as well for the issues. Quincy maybe. Only went up a position. Yeah, let's see. Quick break and then we will be back for some interviews. We are back for some drivers interviews after today's Hungarian Grand Prix, and after a fearsome fight at the end and a very uncharacteristic penalty for you, Andy, you have come away for the 4th time in a row as the winner, and that is a 6 races podium streak as well for you. You seem untouchable as well as in qualifying. How good was your qualifying lap? And how was that race from the penalty onwards? How did you manage to execute the strategy you had in mind? You started on the hards, finished it off with a late medium stint, and battled your way through the very resilient Williams team today. How was that race from your side?
Uh, it was pretty good. I'm very happy to have got the win in the end. It wasn't looking like it at one point. Qualifying went pretty good. The final lap was pretty decent, and it was also on new tires and pretty late in the session. So don't know if I had much more in it. Uh, and the race, yeah, it started out fine. Luckily, I wasn't involved in any incidents at the start. I was able to get away pretty cleanly. And yeah, that mistake during the first pit stop really uh, almost cost me a lot. I have my wheel in for some repairs, and I'm using a spare one. And yeah, I'm not really used to the buttons. It was pretty late before the race, and I was trying to set my tires, and I completely missed the pit limiter and also the pit turn in on the second stop. But the first one was the one that hurt me the most. Those 10 seconds, it was a lot to make up. But sadly, besides that, the race went pretty clean. I wasn't involved in too many fights throughout, and I could get right back into it at the end. And yeah, I had to fight my way through more than I thought. The guys were pretty tough out there, and also the lapped cars were having a hard time getting out of the way. The track has lots of corners, and it changes directions a lot from left to right. And yeah, it's a bit hard to get out of the way. I got caught up on a couple of occasions by lapped cars, but in the end, it all played out really good, and managed to get the win, and really happy about it.
Yeah, so obviously, when looking at this racetrack, usual 50% race, when there's no second stop required, you look at a medium, hard or hard medium. You once again played that part where you just wanted to go for the harder compound, like we had in Belgium as well. Most of the drivers were probably deciding between soft and medium there. Again, you went for the hard tire. Like, what is your kind of thought process there? Because I can easily see, as well as we had in Baku, where an early safety car comes out, or even the VSC for some of the soft drivers, to get a nice long undercut. The hard is very durable, and then you have a nice fast late stint on the mediums. Is that not to your concern at any stage, because you seem to be very fast and you are ahead by of these guys anyway, even on a different tire? Or do you just feel like there's more of an advantage if you have softer tires throughout the time, where the car is also getting lighter in terms of fuel and just the overall feel of the car? Can you just give us some insights on how you picked that harder strategy from the start all the time?
I knew that tire wear was pretty heavy here. I don't know exactly, but I was expecting the hards to be faster than the mediums after about 7 or 8 laps. So yeah, it seemed like a good idea to bring two sets of hards. For the first pit stop, I wanted to go for the mediums, but as I said earlier, I had a bit of trouble with the buttons going into the menu and changing the tires. So I was stuck on the hard again, but it didn't it wasn't too bad at the end, because I could go really late on the first two stops, and my mediums at the end were very fresh, and that helped a lot with overtaking, because you really need kind of a big delta to be pace delta to be able to overtake here, because yeah, it's the start finish straight is pretty short. So yeah, so regarding the strategy, it I think it played out fine in the end. Luckily, we had no safety cars. That for sure that would have ruined my race completely with that 10-second penalty.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, looking ahead to the next race, it's gonna be Canada. Obviously time penalties and a lot of overtaking, and the DRS trains are gonna be very active, as we just said in Baku as well. What is the expectation for that race? Is it gonna be smooth sailing or it's gonna be tight? What is your overall feel for the track as well?
I don't think it's one of my favorite tracks. I've struggled there in the past, but this season is looking to go pretty straightforward so far. So considering the past races, yeah, I can't be anything but optimistic. So yeah, I'm waiting for Canada.
Okay, looking forward to what he can produce, and if you can make it seven in a row in terms of podiums. Thank you very much for your insights, and speak to you next time.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Bye. On to P2. That is gonna be for the second time in a row. Moksha for Williams. Obviously, you continue your good run of podiums, but today there was a tough fight with a teammate and with Energetic, who sadly handed himself a 3-second time penalty and was out of the running for the podium. You and your teammate at the first stage swap positions when it was kind of obvious that Andy was getting away even on the hards. You didn't seem to feel comfortable. Then obviously different strategies panned out. You were very late on the second stop where the undercut from Energetic came. Also, Fellowson extended his mediums quite away. Well, what kind of a race were you expecting today, and how did that play out for you at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than expected. We had a good fighting with Energetic. Bit unfortunate because I think without it we would have had Andy this time because of his penalty. But yeah, even with a handicap, he still win it. And GG's to him and GG's to Energetic. It was a fair fight, hard fight. Yeah, but it was fun racing at all. I was not expecting P2 because I thought Fellowson was a bit quicker, but yeah, I feel especially the last laps I was a bit quicker. Tried to catch Andy still, but yeah, no chance.
Yeah, it was certainly gonna be a tough fight at the end. You also made it look tough from the outside. Do you feel like there was like some sort of extra motivation there because there was more of an opportunity today to take a win away from him from any of you guys, or and it is kind of seemed desperate at that stage where you just both of you try to go into turns that maybe usually not great for overtaking around here, which there are a lot of corners where you can't really overtake. So was there just the urge to get in front or stay ahead or maybe protect the car from you that is in front from Andy despite let's say 6 laps to go, because that was certainly gonna be just endless rounds of boxing if it had continued, and obviously your tires weren't gonna get younger again. So, what was the mentality inside of the last few laps for you?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I tried to keep Andy behind because he should win everything. But yeah, I tried to get Fellas in the W a bit, only a bit. I was not really slowing him down or something like that, but I made it hard for him. And yeah, that what the fun of the racing is, I think. Just not to get W's for Andy every time that he need to fight for a bit. Yeah, so that was the target, but yeah, P2 and P3 still the double podium for Williams again. It's good for the constructors at the end.
Yeah, certainly you guys look to be running away with that in the early stages already, despite Andy taking a lot of wins and points away from you. You consistently inside that group, and that makes a strong team. Looking at for the next race is going to be Canada, and what can we expect from you there? Do you like the track? Do you hate it? What is your overall feeling, and is it possible to continue your podium streak there as well?
I'm not sure. I think the main target in Canada is not to crash out because it's a very slippery track and yeah, try to find the right setup for the race. But I try to get as many points for Williams as I could, but I don't expect me on the podium, to be honest.
Okay, looking forward to that. Maybe we can actually see someone else there, or even a Chaos Race with Rain involved. It's gonna be spicing things up. Thank you very much for your insights, and congratulations again on your second place.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to our home hero in Fellas in P3. On home soil isn't too bad. You had to fight through it. You had a very very long extended second stint on the mediums. Maybe trying to get a better off of Andy, especially after that penalty hit him. Just your thoughts on the overall approach towards today's race. How was practice, and how did you see the tire strategy play out? Because from my point of view, I have to say that maybe the second ascension wasn't the way to go, especially when you kind of seem to be getting away in terms of the fight with Energetic and Moksha at that stage. When you first put on your first after the first pit stop. So what was that from your side?
Yeah, first of all, congrats to the guys. Crazy racing today. Yeah, basically, I thought the fastest way to go around is to go on 2 mediums and then to do the hards in the end. I didn't even think I was extending my my second stint. I think I pitted the lap 20 or 21.
Yeah, 21.
Which was I think it was planned like that. I don't feel comfortable at this track at all. I feel like everything is just falling away from me, and I don't think without the help of Moksha I could have been where I was. I think Energetic and Moksha would have overtook me if it wasn't for his help, and I would have struggled to catch up with them. Something about this track just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you obviously outside of the Division 1 had a crash last time out in Baku in Division 2. You seem to be settling in after that when you are in joint colors again very nicely, and obviously the teamwork in all of that race today, every stage seemed to be working flawlessly again. What was your kind of approach for the last couple of laps when Andy was coming out behind you, obviously very close and on very fresh tires? Did you try to make the best for the team happen for you at that stage, because you were still running in front for both from you and Moksha, and obviously Energetic was already kind of out because of the time penalty? What was your approach for the final result, basically on the sheet again?
I just wanted to keep Andy behind. You know, make it a little bit interesting for him. Otherwise, he's gonna get bored. But yeah, I don't know. Just try to keep everyone behind me. Obviously, I wasn't gonna fight Moksha that hard. Because of the help that he gave me, and but anyway, because we are teammates, so I'm obviously not gonna fight him that much. It was a bit disappointing that it all fell away in the end. But to be fair, if you asked me yesterday how I'm gonna do, I would have said maybe a P6, P5, P6. So it's not that bad. To me.
Yes, certainly. Yeah, another podium in the bag. What is the prediction going to be for Canada? Do you like that track more compared to Hungary, or what is
Yeah,
your
definitely.
overview?
Yeah, I think my most disliked tracks are Monaco and the Hungaroring. So anything else is much better for me. Although I don't feel like it's gonna be anything different. Maybe
Yeah.
a P2, P3 depends on who's having a good day, who's having a bad day. I think the best that we can do is P2 at the moment. But as long as we keep scoring P2 and P3, me and Moksha, it should be alright for the constructors. So I think the drivers' championship is. I'm not gonna say it's gone because anything can happen, but it's going that and this way a
Yeah,
lot.
certainly something needs to be happening
Yeah.
towards Andy. Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, looking forward to what you can produce, and obviously keep it on the black stuff. Penalties are not needed. Thank you very much for your insights, and see you next time.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye. And moving on to P4. That is energetic for today. Yeah, energetic. Obviously, you must be a bit gutted after that result. You were inside of that fight, tried everything to get the strategy right, to be still in the fight with both of the Williamses and Andy at that final stint, and there was a time penalty that cost you, I would say, at least a podium, because certainly none of you guys were really separated by anything in terms of raw pace today. So what is your overall conclusion of this race after 35 laps?
I'm an happy P4 man today, because after that penalty, I was like, fuck, never, sorry for YouTube or Twitch. I was like, maybe someone else get penalties, because Fellas and I've seen them going wide, and I've seen Moksha going wide. I was like, just try to stay with them and make it as difficult as possible for them, and just securing P4 though. I'm happy with today's race.
Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. Obviously, you have not been on the podium as of right now for this season instead of D1, but you're certainly close to it. And one thing I wanted to talk about was about the strategy as well. You pitted earlier for that last attempt, where I was kind of seeing that maybe Fellas would respond to that, because it seemed like Moksha was going to extend anyway. Was there like any stage or any thought process before that you made that you wanted to extend as well, and maybe go onto even a softer compound later on, or didn't that feel like option at all in the race?
No, my strategy was always a medium hard, and in the race I was like the first stop I followed Moksha. Like I didn't want to go an overcut, because I know from a few games earlier that some tracks are really powerful on undercuts, and when I noticed I came ahead of Fellows, and after my first pit stop I decided to go early. As I like, I wanted to see if I'm ahead of him after my pit stops, and it went like 3 seconds of Moksha as well.
No, that's true. Yeah, you had 11 points prior to today. The first quarter, you can say, of the calendar hasn't gone your way. You're currently P20 with 11 points. You know, you've doubled that and will jump huge in positions. Is that a confidence boost, or is Canada gonna be taking away that from you again because you hate that track so much, or what is the insight for the next track up ahead of you?
Normally I'm not good at Canada because of the track limits. I used to get them there. But if I'm in flow, Canada can be good. But especially the last corner has changed over the years, and it's difficult to know where to turn in and to brake. But then again, I didn't expect to be P4 today due to my lack of pace, lack of consistency. Like in the statistics that Quincy is doing, I'm having a 4.9 out of 10 of consistency, so I can up my game there and maybe be on the podium next race or next few races.
Okay, looking forward to what you can produce. Obviously, it's going to be full quali into the race after that, which is going to be at Monza, so even a very different track to that as well, especially to Hungary today. Yeah, obviously, congrats on your P4 again, and looking forward to what you can produce next time out. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. We wrap it up here. This has been the Hungaroring for race number 6 out of 16 in Division 1 for Season 5. If you enjoyed this, make sure to leave this channel a follow and come back tomorrow for Division 2, sorry. For Division 2, we're going to be racing at the Hungaroring again with a different set of drivers. Some of them you have seen today will be in different cars, and there's a totally different championship going on. And if we want to see more of Division 1, that's going to be the same time next time for Canada. Have a good start to the rest of the week. Follow us and tune in for tomorrow. And hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good night. Ta-da.